Hello everyone, good day to you all. Welcome to Glamour. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about avoid this if you want a successful marriage. So that's what I'm going to be discussing in this video. So stay tuned. So right away, we are going to get into this. I'm going to give you 5 things you need to avoid if you want a successful marriage. Marriage is something not everyone, for me, is so precious. My home is so sacred. And the way you preserve the things you precious is the way you're supposed to preserve your marriage if it is precious to you. For those who their marriage meant a lot to them, this video is for you. So I am going to be giving you 5 things and 1 bonus at the end. So let's dive in without any delay. First, we are going to be talking about being selfish. You want a successful marriage. You want that blossom marriage. You have to be selfless. Marriage needs a lot of things that most people don't know. They think it's all about getting in, giving birth to kids, just that. Or marriage needs a lot. If you want that marriage to last, you need things like this. Which number 1, you have to be selfless. This selfless does not just appear in marriage alone. It appears in any relationship you are having with people out there. You have to be selfless. Not just for your own gain, but you have to do it for the benefit of others. So in your marriage, being selfless will help you so much. Don't be selfish. If you are selfish, it will be difficult for you because the person you are dealing with, your spouse, is human like you, has feelings like you, and may not take it anymore. Some people keep on enduring a lot of things in marriage, but sometimes when it gets to here, they have to, they divorce. They say, I'm sorry, we are not compatible, but they were compatible before, but because of some certain things, little things that we can work on. So this one is number 1. You want a successful marriage, you have to be selfless. You don't have to be selfish, but it must not be your gain. It must not be on your own all the time. Remember all that. So it helps a lot. So that takes us to the number 2, and that is control over others. Are you the control freak, as in the kind that control eventually everybody around you? You want everybody to do everything you want? No. Marriage, if you're a man watching this video and you see yourself controlling your wife, she might take it for some time, or she might not take it for a long time. And on that long period, she will just say, I'm so sorry, I'm done with this marriage. And you feel like, why? Because you're a control freak. And if you're a woman watching this video, you always want your husband to always do your mind. We women, we are like that at times. We always want, no, he must do it. Am I not his? Sometimes, even if you want him, you have to put it in a way that he will not misunderstand you. So definitely, don't seem that you are the one controlling. When you bring it out to let your spouse or your husband or your wife to know that you are the one controlling, you want to tell the world you are the one in charge, it will not take long. That marriage will break up. So these are the things you need to avoid. If you are the control type, you have to control yourself. When it comes to your marriage, you have to think very well. You have to think very well before you act or before you do anything. So I believe that will help you if you are the type that control eventually everything around you, and you want to let the world or the people around you know that you are the one in control, you have to limit it. Being the man or the woman, you have to limit it, because no one wants to be controlled. We all have our brains, we have reasoning. So just give them the benefit of doubt, and that is it. So that takes us to the third one, and which is unforgiveness. You see, when I talk about unforgiveness, not just in marriage, it appears everywhere. Once you have any relationship with people, you relate with people, you have to let go. Just live your life. Don't always, especially when I'm talking about this, I'm talking now based on marriage. It happens in any relationship you have with others, but now we are talking about marriage. You don't have to always bear grudges for your spouse. It doesn't help. It doesn't help. So all you have to do is very simple. Always let it out. Because when you let it out, it will be easy for you to forgive your spouse. If he has done one or two things, or she has done one or two things to you in the past or in the present, all you have to do is just find something. The only way to skip this, as in the only way to avoid such things, is find something that gives you joy and start doing it. Before you know it, you forget about the incident. So that's when your spouse gets to find out that you have not forgiven him or her of what happened maybe some years back, he or she may not be happy with you. They'll be like, okay, you are still carrying it. And before you know it, like, you're unforgiving, you are this, you are that, you are that, and before you know it, the marriage collapses. So for you to have a successful marriage, these things are important. So that is the number 3 of it. We are getting into the number 4, and that is not trusting your spouse. You know, this one, sometimes people get we get trapped in this kind of thing. Some will tell you, I don't trust anybody. But when it comes to, because I believe, this is my own belief, I'm telling you now. I believe that when you get married to your husband or to your wife, both of you has become one. That's my belief, and that is how I see it. Because my Bible also tells me about it. That we two have become one. And whatsoever we are doing, we need to walk with one mind in that way. When you see both of you, one thing is you get into marriage, see, maybe before getting into marriage, you were prepared, you change this woman to the way you want it, or the other way, or you change the man to the way you want it. It is not easy. It is not easy like that. So, but the only thing there is very simple. Very simple. And that is, you see, just believe that both of you are one. And wherever if he has some little shortcomings, some things, that it's part of his weakness, everyone on earth has one thing that makes them weak, have weaknesses. So if you see one or two things that he is one of his weaknesses, and you feel like it will harm you, or just try your best and correct him in a way, or her in a way, that the person will not get offended and will also understand what you are saying. So in doing this, just always let him know that you trust him, and trust him. If he disappoints you, talk to him about it and tell him, you disappointed me. I expected it this way. Still trust him. Still trust him. But when it comes to others, You are free to make your choice. You are free to trust whoever you want to trust or believe whoever you want to believe. It's up to you. But when it comes to marriage, both of you are one. So when doing things, remember to do things together, and in that way it will build trust. It will build a lot of things. So that's trusting your husband or your wife is something you cannot deal without. You cannot it's something you need in your marriage to be successful. The final one, which is the number 5, is unfaithfulness. Unfaithfulness has different grades. Some will tell you when it comes, once you say unfaithfulness, some people think it's all about just sleeping out with a woman or sleeping out with a guy. That's not the only unfaithfulness. There are a lot of unfaithfulness will come in. When you're snooping through your own phone while your woman is there, it's unfaithful because you're supposed to be transparent. When you are chatting with a guy over there, chatting and laughing, love based on why your husband is there is unfaithfulness. You must not just sleep with another person. That's not the only unfaithfulness. These little things I just point out are unfaithfulness. If you see yourself doing, there are a lot of them. There are a lot of them. Unfaithfulness, when you are supposed to be transparent, you are not. You are doing things, marriage is something we need to work and get it right. And if you get it wrong from the start, it's very difficult. So, unfaithfulness is something you need to avoid if you want a successful marriage. So, this is the 5 reasons, the 5 things you need to avoid to be successful in your marriage, if you want to be successful in your marriage. And the bonus I have for you is 1, like I said in the beginning, and this is very important because to me it matters a lot to me as well, and I decide to share them with you. A lot of us might not see it as part of something that's part of the courses we are having in our marriages today, and that is allowing third party in your affairs. You see, when talking about this, allowing third party in your affairs destroys home. I am not saying this in terms of my own thinking. This is observation in it. There is this lady that brought her sister to live with her, but her sister has another intention, blood sister. And this lady was very open to the sister. As blood, that is how they say, was very open to the sister. Until one day, like I keep telling you guys, when things are happening, people don't understand. The sister felt very okay and comfortable because the sister is with her. Until one day, the woman had issues with the husband. And issues is just, we all have issues, right? In our marriage. You might argue, you might quarrel, but what matters is how you tackle it, right? So on the process, the day they had the issue, according to the lady never knew. The man was annoyed, the woman was annoyed. And and when you have issues, you want to be on your own, you want to just go in, maybe go into your room or go. So the lady said she stayed in her room and the husband just went out. No, not went out. The husband went to the backyard, as in the just to look outside, And all of a sudden, what happened? The sister that was living with them went direct to the man, started saying evil things about the sister. What was the meaning of that? Can you please, my viewer, tell me the meaning of that? Is it not an opportunity for her, because maybe that was the reason why she was there, why she believed to come? Now her opportunity has come. She wants to throw in the seed of division, instead of to make the husband and the wife to come together. And no, she went in to the man and began to tell the man evil things about the sister. So if it is a man, now the lady narrated this story to me. How did the lady get to know? The husband, because the husband loved the lady. The husband later on, they made up, and he you know, men knows more things that happen in the home than the women. Yes, because we women, we always feel relaxed with our friends. We always feel relaxed with our sisters. We always feel relaxed with our mothers, with our, our own. And we believe that we are with our own people, forgetting that the people who will send you off is the same your own people. So my point exactly is, the lady felt relaxed, and the man later on came and began to tell the lady what transpired. And the lady got furious, when something like this happens, you're like, what? And that is it. Why did I have to narrate this story? When I talk of third party, I'm not just talking about outsiders. I am talking about the people you call your own. We have to be careful. Like, that is why I said men always know what happens. Sometimes, for instance, if the man does not love the wife, do you know what would have transpired? Haven't you heard where sisters took their sister's husband, and they began to have affair? Anything can happen there. If the man is the kind that always want to fling, we want to have some fling with the lady, and before you know it, the story of they start telling another story, and that is it. So it is very important letting third party into your affairs. Is the most dangerous things we do. Sometimes I do see some lady, it's my mother, I'll be laughing. I don't even talk, because there are things you don't need to tell people. There are things you don't need to say. You know why? Because if you say it, they will see you as the bad person. But when it happens, they'll be like, hey, this lady told me, or this lady told me. But sometimes there are some lessons we need to learn on our own. Sometimes there are some lessons we learn from others. When people tell their story, you learn from them. Does not mean that you don't trust your people. But instead, you have to have boundaries. There are supposed to be boundaries. So I'm not saying you should not love your people. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is letting the third party into your affairs. It's very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Anything can happen. And once it happens, it's very difficult to adjust. So I hope this video made sense to you. I hope you will, if you see yourself doing any of these things, try. I hope you will try to avoid them if you really value your marriage so much. And here I come to the end of this video. And if today is the first time of seeing me, I'm grateful. Welcome to this channel. And if you're an old viewer, you're also welcome back. I'm so grateful to have you here. So that is all I have for today. And thanks for joining me in today's video. I'm so grateful. And I'll see you on my next video. Bye.
The seasons come and go like thoughts of you, like a wave return.